Hello and welcome to Valkyrie. Yes, this is the Valkyrie. It's a space simulator that is for the PSVR, which I happen to have gotten because I pre-ordered it like way long ago when it was first announced. Anyhow, I wanted to talk a little bit about this and give my thoughts on this game and just the VR in general. Now, this game is beautiful. I mean, look at it. And this is basically what I'm looking at when I have the little headset on. And it's not that bad. It's actually really, really good. It is exactly what VR should be. And I've been envisioning this since, like the late 80s, which is makes me really, really old. Anyhow, Valkyrie takes place in the Eve Online universe where you, instead of playing, this giant starship, you're playing this little fighter pilot who goes around shooting things. This ship that I'm using is a heavy fighter, I think it's called, and it's called the Spectre. And one of the cool things that is a sort of a gimmick of the VR is that it tracks your head and where you're looking at. So basically, the aiming convention on the guns is brought forth by actually looking at where you want to shoot, which sounds really, really cool, but as you can see, this ship moves like a brick and it's hard to achieve a lock on the targets. But the game is so bloody pretty that it's hard to notice. Anyhow, um, generally I like the VR. It's exactly what it said it would be. The resolution is perfectly fine. I mean, you get used to it after you get immersed into it after, a couple minutes where you eventually just don't even notice where it's not, 4K, it's like 1080p, which is perfectly fine. My main gripe is just a physical thing where the little lenses would get smudged, and I would have to like pop it off a little bit and wipe it with a cloth, which they included, which is really, really cool. Um, but for me, I'm kind of lazy, so it's just a lot easier just to sit and plop down and turn on the TV and play some Destiny than to grab this headset, put it on, adjust it, scratch it, then realize that you have an itch on your nose where you have to pop it off and then scratch your nose and then put it all back on again. But that's just my gripe. It is fairly flawless. I mean, and I have um, a regular old PS4. I don't have the Pro. I mean, that's not out yet. And I would like to get one, but well, being broke kind of puts a damper on things. But I can't complain one bit about this thing. It is so good, and I can't wait to see what comes out for this next. Um, this game seems to showcase what VR can do. My sight line is always on target, and I really like how it looks. And I wish I was a little better at this, but that just takes practice, I guess. Anyhow, as you can see, like the guns basically track my movement, which is just really, really cool. And I also have a small fighter, but it's too quick and even harder to lock on with the machine guns. At least this one I hit a couple times. It's usually spells doom. Again, just have to get practiced and all that fun stuff. I also ended up picking up rigs, which I will discuss next time, and I'll leave it here where I'll try to do some commentary on this little wave thing. Um, it's really cool. The Valkyrie has a lot of game modes, which is really cool. This is a sort of a wave type fighter, where you fight different waves, and it's really, really cool. And another cool thing about the ship, it has a short range warp drive where if I get into a bad mess, I can just press the trigger and warp out of it a little bit to reposition myself, which I found helpful, except for the fact that the battlefield was a little small and I kept getting yelled at by the computer saying, "Get back into the fight, or I will kill you," which I didn't really appreciate. But what are you gonna do? This was probably my best wave fighting. There's also a destroy the battleship mode, which is really cool, and just a general mass combat, which I thought was really fun. Anyhow, this is sort of starting to wrap up, and I'm going to just let it play out. Anyway, I'm going to come back in a couple days and probably do a review and report on the Rigs VR game and see where this goes. Anyhow, ciao! Oh, and I forgot one last thing about the VR. One of my little gripes is that the head tracking seems to be off, where you have to reset it, which isn't that hard. All you gotta do is hold down the option button to reset your center of vision, but I found that I was having to do that constantly when not in a combat situation. Anyhow, that should do it. This video should be over in a few seconds, as where I die, and it's actually quite a fun death thing where I freeze over. Anyhow, talk to you later. Bye.